heard any of this yet, but I'll see in my editing anyway. I've got my long tape, surveying tape, and you might be able to just see the pink marks. All those pink marks are where a post is going to go, a sleeper sunk into the ground. And I've just gone along and put a mark at all the corresponding measurements to match the one that's on the other side of the yard. I've gone across it with that drill bit, big auger bit that goes on the drill, just to break up the soil a bit all along here at every hole point. And now I'm trying to dig out. I've found some bamboo runners which I've got to chop through. I'm going to make my way along here, dig into these, but right now I'm going to pick up the tape so I don't accidentally cut through it, because I can just see myself doing it if I leave it there. And this one here is the very last post, and I'm hitting something hard, which I think might be one of the old copper logs I put in here to try and build this area up to try and make this flat. Before, just flatter, because it used to slope from right over there and just come straight down. So I might have to get into that if that's what it is, and cut through it with like a reciprocating saw or something. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Okay, it's just about 4 o'clock. I've done 5 of my holes. So I've got 3 to go, and I'll try not to water on the other side. They're sunk very deep. I basically only use the drill to break up the bottom, the first bit of the soil. The rest of it was all done with the shovel, with that sucker, and then I'd use this to scoop it out, and this piece of rod I got here, I just marked out dimensions on it, so I needed to make sure my holes are at least deep enough for a 1400 long sleeper. So that way they're sunk at least there 600 or 2 feet into the ground, and they'll be concreted in. Out there, buddy. There are a couple of worms out here. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting the holes just a little bit deeper than that 1400, because I will set some gravel in the bottom first, so I can sit the posts onto the gravel, level them up, like get them plumb, and concrete them. This one is the last one I was working on. You see that big block of sandstone? I'm hoping that it's in front of where the sleeper is going to be, because I think that's in line. This pink line here should be where the front of the sleeper sits. I've got there, and there left to do. That's the one where I think there's a bit of timber just below the surface. These two I might be lucky with, I don't know. I didn't seem to hit anything. Biggest thing was hitting bamboo runners as I was going through. And some roots from the things that used to be growing around here. That's what I've gotten done today. After the dirt at the top, it's pretty much clay going down. And because we've had a bit of rain, it does break apart a bit, fairly easy. And I'm trying to make the holes a little bit wider than the spots where where the sleeper needs to be, because that way I've got a bit of play in what I'm doing. But if you look at the ground here, like, the rain has made it a little bit treacherous to work on. Wearing my gummy boots. Stopped a few times, catch my breath. More than a few times. I ended up salvaging a bit of the string line that I was using when I was doing the block wall up the front. And that's because that's lighter. So when I go from here all the way across to there, it'll hold its level. I need to sit down. Hang on a sec, machine. Those two at the back are the youngsters. This one, the one close to the shed. That one. That's the parent. It's only the other two making a crying noise. Oh, I've just figured out what they were picking at. I dumped out my peanut crumbs. So I had some peanuts and cashews and there was like these tiny little bits. I weren't worth doing anything and I just dumped them out on the ground there. Little bugger. But I uncovered a few worms doing all that digging, so they might find something down the back. Weather's meant to be good tomorrow. When I first got up, it was just grey and ugly looking. And I thought, like, we looked at the weather yesterday and said it was supposed to be fine today, and we thought good because it was fine yesterday. But the clouds didn't sort of lift and get out of the way until between 10:15, 10:30. So I came out after that because I didn't know if it was going to rain. I got a good amount done. When I needed to take the break, that's when I sort of redid the string line so I could check the height or the depth, because I really wanted to make sure the depth was there from the very top of the wall, which was that string line, because the ground does slope up, and if I just sort of dug a 600 hole, it'd vary. And the one I'm currently at, I think I'm just under 1400. It's about 13 where that sandstone is. I'll get the other three dug tomorrow. The sleepers, I've got to pre-finish them, and part of that is getting them a little bit smooth, give it the stain, and then I'll cut them. I've got to do the in-ground protectorant on them as well. And that's like 2 coats, but that dries pretty quick. A lot of steps before sinking them in the ground. Told you about that sandstone there. That's going to be part of a sandstone shelf because I've never been down that far in this area. This one, I'm only a little way down, but I've got a feeling that might be sandstone shelf as well, because I doubt I'd carry a giant rock over here when I was trying to level this up, but I could have. So I started the next hole and I hit the copper log here. And I went, oh, I might be alright, until I snapped the string back and went, no, because the string is meant to be the front side of the post, and that ain't 2 inches. I know it might, if I come straight above it, you can see it's in the wrong spot. And this goes across in front of the next hole. When I do, so I think I might have to pull that out. Or at least just try and lever it back. It'll break up the ground here, but that's fine, because it's only just below the surface. Okay, so I pulled this one out, because that was going across the front here, and it was only going this far back, and over to there. This one here, even though there's a little bit there now, it goes back into the hill here. So I just used a reciprocating saw to cut that piece out, allowing me to dig down. I've still got a little to go. What am I at? I need to get to 1400. So I've still got 6 inches to go. I've got a feeling that's just a rock, because if it was part of a sandstone shelf I would have hit more of it. I'm going to see if I can hit it with a hammer drill and break it up, pull it out like I did with the retaining wall up the front before, because it's only one rock and it sounds a little bit hollow under it. Special. So all my holes are dug, and I've got the upper string is where I need to have the top of the retaining wall. There was that rock. Was just a piece of sandstone rock in there. That was that hole there. And I was looking along here and just going, I wonder if my upper line and my lower line are in line with each other. That's a lot of lines. And I was going to get my spirit level, but then I thought I could get an inaccurate reading by pushing against the string. So what I've done, this thing here, little brass bushing that was inside a motor, like out of a fan or something that I was scrapping. So I've just tied it to a piece of string, and because I don't have a plumb bob, just get it to stop swaying. If I look down it, it's just touching the upper and the lower string, because obviously this is going to be absolutely plumb once it stops swinging. So at that end it's good. So I come to the other end to make sure I haven't got a lean on the string. Get it to stop swinging. Yeah, it's just touching top and bottom string. What that basically means, when I start standing my posts in these holes, they need to be on this side of the string. And as I'm standing them up and getting them set in the concrete, as long as I make them sort of touch the bottom string and the top string, then they're pretty much plumb, straight up and down. And what I'll do is I'll use the strings as getting them close to right, and then use my spirit level against them to get them set completely before pouring the concrete. Because what I want to make sure I don't do is have them lean against the string, because then that'd put it off for every other one that's along there. I'm going to grab a bucket. I've got some gravel that we've got out the front. I was hoping I had some more blue metal, but I used all that. But I do have some gravel that we got for free from somebody that I had to just go down with my trailer and collect whatever I could shovel. Just put a little thin layer in the bottom of each hole, because that'll make it a more solid surface for the bottom of the sleeper posts. Don't think I touched base with you yesterday. Not for a shop update. So, there's the first of the two upright poles. They're 5 foot, 1500 long to go in these first two holes. I need 8. So I've got these 3 here. They've got 2 coats of the stain that we've got on them to basically even out the colours, because the difference in the colour of the sleepers. And then these ones, the tops have had 2 coats. They're just drying for now. I've got to do 1 more coat on the bottom, and then all 6 of these need to have 2 coats of the protector and put on the bottom of them to go into the ground. That's why I thought I spoke to you yesterday, because I did my unboxing of a brand new saw. So I did that as a completely separate video. Did an unboxing, had a look at the features, tested it out, cutting the sleepers. It did pretty well, so go and check that out. Considering the fact that I paid for it, it's an honest review. I've got no reason to sugarcoat it. Based on yesterday's performance, I'm pretty certain I'm going to be happy with it. It is like the baby brother of the one that I use for my table saw. It cut really well yesterday, so right now, while I'm waiting for that to dry off, I'm going to have a coffee. Warm my insides up, because right now, oh, you're kidding. It was meant to be full sun today. That day looked like full sun to me. When I first woke up this morning, it was full sun. And then it said there was going to be a cloudy all day, 30% chance of rain at around 4 o'clock, between 4 and 5. It's 5 to midday, and it's starting to spit. It's starting to spit quite a bit. I wonder if there's another way I can... I have got a marquee. I wonder if I could set that up out here somewhere. If I could set it up here, I would, but it's a 3x3, and considering that shed is 3 metres long and it's chopped off, it ain't gonna work. Set it up there. I'll think of something. That light spitting turned into a fairly persistent drizzle very quickly. Thankfully, I created these little hooks not long back for this tarp. And I just got it strung up from the shed to the house. But this is a water-based stone, and it's already made it run a bit. I think it's 2 hours later. The rain has just gotten heavier and heavier and constant. I basically set up a couple of sawhorses over there. Those were the ones that were ready to have the protection put on them. So they're over there, which is under the deck, kind of keeping dry. That's their second coat. So they're just about ready. These ones, sitting out here under the tarp, they've just had their second coat of the stain, so that everything's sort of close in look to each other. But in addition to the rain and it's cold, and stuff's just taking forever to dry. Like yesterday when I was doing those, it was like half an hour to an hour after I'd finished doing something that they were ready to recoat, and this is just taking forever because it's so cold. And I don't want to stop doing it because, like, it's possible to get it done, so I'm doing it so that if the weather's good tomorrow, which I'm hoping it will be, I can start getting them set up in the holes. Oh God, the hole's going to be filling up with water. I've already put the gravel in the bottom, so yeah, just hope they don't collapse in on each other. Crap. I'm not going out there to look. It's wet, muddy. I'll probably slip over and fall in one of them. I'm just hoping that these dry enough so that I can the in-ground protectorant put on the bases of them, because what I want to do is I want to get them all, like the first step's going to be to set them all up in all the holes and get them sort of propped and braced and everything so they're all plumb to those string lines, so that then I can mix up my concrete and just concrete them all in one go. Try and streamline the processes rather than doing one post, one hole, one post, one hole. That's going to be the faster way, most efficient way to do it. Because then while they're setting, I can prepare the rest of the sleepers for the wall. Glad I'm not a statistics person, because it's 20 to 6 and it hasn't stopped raining since about midday or earlier. It started raining pretty soon after I got out here. I'd just gotten that first coat, or that second coat of stain onto the ones that were out here, and they just started getting rained on while they hadn't dried properly. So out of these three, these are the ones with the protectorant on the bottom. There's all my sawhorses, and there's 6 there. So I've packed up. They're ready to go, they just need to fully dry. And then over there, the tarp did its best to try and keep the other ones decent. I just stood them up in here so they can try and cure overnight. Of course, all they need is the in-ground protectorant as well, but they need the 2 coats. Got to say, it'd be nice to have an awning. It'd be nice to have an awning out there to have an undercover area. It'd be good if I could set up something that was a bit more protective. Not the greatest. This was a 30% chance of rain. Forecast for tomorrow is cloud, but no rain. So I guess we'll see, won't we? Got all my sleepers ready to go in these holes. Okay, they're all situated. I got them spaced out, fairly even state. They look a little bit off because they're leaning all over the place at the moment. This is the only one that's decided to stand up against the string without touching the string. Settled into the rocks at the bottom. So, weather permitting tomorrow, I'll come out and I'll concrete these in. Checking out the hole down the back. Little tough guy. And I've got to get on with that. So I'm now ready to concrete. I've got all these in here. All of these are just touching the string lines. So I've got them plumb. They're all plumb in the perpendicular side. They're all evenly spaced. There's roughly 16 inches in between each one. So that's ready to go. I'll just go get the mixer going. Hopefully get all these concreted in today. They're all concreted in, so they just need time to set. I literally had to do, I think, a mix per post. So 8 full mixes, which are 4 buckets of sand. They're 9-litre buckets. So 4 buckets of sand, gravel to 1 bucket of cement. Mix them up. Make sure it's a nice slurry. Bring it out in the wheelbarrow. Had pretty good luck until my second last one. Because it was such a soft slurry. The wheel of the wheelbarrow hit this and stopped, and the cement just went over the top. Managed to scoop it back up, chuck it in the holes. And I'll have to sweep that. You might be able to hear the cement mixer, it's just going, so I've got to get that cleaned. I'll leave them set for a couple of days, especially because it's cold. It's meant to be a nice fine day like today. It's 4:10 now, and it's Friday. So tomorrow's meant to be the same, nice and sunny. I could get out and prep up a stack of the sleepers. Just give them a sand to get the roughness off them. A couple of coats of stain. Depending on how cold it is, it might get through them all right. And then they have to have the ground protectorant on the inside edge, because that's going to have soil and stuff up against it. Anyway, I'll get on with cleaning everything.